6, a new homeless shelter is about to open in National City.
Using a cell phone during school is necessary because we're learning.
A push to restrict phones in schools. We're going to share what you think.
Juneteenth is about celebrating freedom.
The meaning of Juneteenth and how it's being observed in San Diego.
You're watching CBS 8 Mornings at 6.
So glad you're with us here on this Wednesday, everybody. I'm Eric Connor. It is 6 a.m.
And I'm Neda Iranpour. We're going to start off with meteorologist Evan Narani, checking in on what's going on with those clouds today. It was nice to see the sun yesterday.
Nice to see the sun. We'll get more of it today. It looks like we've been holding on to that sunshine pretty much each afternoon, but it takes some time for us to get there. So today is going to be another one of those days where that marine layer is with us. Pulls back by 8, 9 a.m., a little bit earlier today. Temperatures this afternoon are expected to reach the low 70s, upper 70s inland, upper 70s across the mountains, and 102 out there for the deserts. Live look outside from Otay Mountain. You can see the sun has started to make its way up. It's on the other side of this camera. This is west facing, but you can make out how those clouds are joining us to kick off the morning. Back to you guys.
Evan, thank you for that. And now this morning, National City's first permanent homeless emergency shelter will open.
This is called South County Lighthouse, and CBS 8's Regina Yarita is live outside the new shelter on Euclid Avenue with more on this. And the Padres are involved in this, Regina.
Yeah, that's correct. Good morning, Eric and Neda. And that old church right behind me will now be known as the South County Lighthouse. This is going to be a big deal for National City as well as South County, who in past months have been dealing with an influx of people experiencing homelessness. They say this happened when San Diego passed their sleeping ban. Now, the shelter is not government funded. This is all with the help of the San Diego Padres and in partnership with the San Diego Rescue Mission. They're continuing the legacy that Peter Seidler left behind when it came to giving back to the community and helping San Diego's homeless population. Now, according to the annual point in time count, this year's study found 174 people living on the streets or in vehicles throughout National City. This is a slight increase compared to last year. Today, doors will open for the first time. There will be 162 beds available. The shelter provides a safe place to sleep, hot meals, clothing, necessities, and access to showers, laundry, and wraparound services. People at the shelter will also receive weekly case management sessions to look for options for rehabilitation and stable housing. I should mention that this is a referral-only shelter, meaning walk-ups are not allowed. Residents must generally be referred by outreach workers or police. Since this is opening in National City, leaders have made sure that National City residents get first priority, then other surrounding cities will follow. Now, just months ago, National City discussed having a sleeping ban of their own that models San Diego's. However, the council rejected it in April. Leaders at one point had told us that they wanted to open the shelter first before even thinking of approving a sleeping ban. So back out here, as far as where those discussions have been left off, they're currently conducting a feasibility study and will meet again in July. As far as that press conference will be taking place today at 10 a.m. to welcome that new shelter. Eric and Neda.
Regina, thank you. Right now, police are looking for whoever shot and killed a man at an Oceanside apartment. It happened early yesterday morning on College Boulevard. Police say the gunman opened fire from a sidewalk and the bullet went through a bedroom window, hitting a 26-year-old who was staying with friends. Police don't know if it was random or targeted. They do not have a suspect description.
And right now, San Diego police are investigating an attempted kidnapping at the Target in Mission Valley. Police say a man walked up to a girl and tried to grab her yesterday afternoon. We don't know if this happened inside or outside of the store. The man got away. Please call police if you have any information.
Right now, Governor Gavin Newsom is pushing to restrict smartphone use in schools.
So he is supporting a proposed bill on this. CBS 8's Chris Groh joining us live outside San Diego Unified Headquarters with reaction. Chris, what are people saying?
And this is something that would actually build on a law that he signed 6 years ago, which banned the cell phone use during school, during actual class, and so forth. Now, we spoke with parents, but also students and their parents about the use of, again, cell phones or just having them throughout school. Here's what one family had to say. Take a listen.
I would be fine because using a cell phone during school is necessary because we're learning.
Having her cell phone is very important as far as seeing where she is. Did she get to school? Did she get home?
And that's Paulina, middle schooler, and her mother, Jennifer Flores, talking about, again, why it is that they have, or make sure that Paulina has her phone on her during school time. Now, what Assembly Bill 3216 will do is that it will require districts to develop and adopt policies to limit or prohibit the use of smartphones while students are in school or under the supervision of a school employee. Now, the bill does allow for students to use their cell phones in case of an emergency situation, but it is something that would severely limit or prohibit its use. Now, here locally, San Diego Unified School District's policy says that all students can use their phones on campus before and after school, and high school students are allowed to use their phones during their lunch. It's not clear if this is something that, with AB 3216 passing, it means that we could see something that is even more restrictive. Now, just last month, CBS 8 spoke with Assembly member Josh Lowenthal. He is one of the co-authors of the bill. He had this to say about the reasoning behind it.
The levels of youth suicide, eating disorders, depression, anxiety are off the charts. There's no doubt that there's a nexus between social media, smartphones.
Now, Los Angeles Unified already ahead of this, just passing a ban of cell phones in schools just recently, and it's something that will be going into effect starting next school year. Eric and Netta.
And Chris, we wanted our viewers to weigh in on what they thought of this proposal. So we asked this plan to restrict smartphones, what do you think of it? And so far, 100% of you are saying yes, they should restrict phones in the classroom. Nobody's saying that they should be allowing them. So yeah, you can head to my X page to weigh in on that. Today, a very special day here. Today is Juneteenth. Celebrates June 19th, 1865, when the last enslaved people in Texas found out they were free 2.5 years after the Emancipation Proclamation.
Now, yesterday, San Diego Unified raised the Juneteenth flag, and the district says the flag represents more than just history, but the fight for the freedoms we all enjoy today.
Juneteenth is about celebrating freedom. To me, freedom is being able to go to school, play lacrosse, go to the beach, and do things that everyone is able to do. We are lucky because we don't really know what it means to have our freedom taken away.
Great to hear such young people talk about that as well, their perspective. This morning, the World Beat Center will host an event to talk about how Harriet Tubman used nature to help free slaves. You can see more events. We have a list at CBS8.com.
There are several closures due to the holiday we want to tell you about. That includes city and county offices and libraries. City of San Diego parking meters will also not be enforced. And a reminder, entrance to the Cabrillo National Monument is free today. All national parks are waiving entry fees due to the holiday. Usually Cabrillo is $20 a car. Keep in mind the lighthouse is closed for repairs. But if you want to hike, they have a brand new trail by the ocean, and so many things to do and explore there.
Right?
The views are fascinating.
Look
the
at
tide
that hike.
pooling that happens there. And it's a lot of fun to get out there, and the fresh breeze you get right there, the panoramic views.
Love it. And it looks like the weather will be good for a
Weather
day
will
up
be
there.
great. Yeah, it looks like we're encountering a little bit of cloud cover as we start off the morning. Marine layer, coastal eddy development, but we'll watch it break apart relatively early today. Looks like by 8, even 9 a.m. we could start to see some of that sunshine prevail. Live look outside from Otay Mountain facing west shows those clouds. Sunrise was at 5:41, sunset coming at 7:59. We'll watch for those clouds breaking apart close to the coast. You can see they are not spreading as far east as they have for many of mornings prior, oftentimes east of Ramona. Today, not so much, pretty far west. We're going to be expecting temperatures to climb day to day between now and the upcoming weekend, with peak heat coming from Saturday through about Monday. You can see how by the time we get to that Saturday-Sunday trend, we'll be at 87, maybe 88 degrees. But between now and tomorrow, we're still staying pretty mild overall. That real kick into high gear for these high temperatures is going to be felt in particular for that Friday through Sunday stretch. That's where we really push into that above average range. Out the door right now, we're mostly in the 60s along the coastline, 62 in Oceanside. If you're walking out the door in Ramona, you're at 56 degrees, El Cajon 59. These temperatures overnight have been really incredibly mild. There hasn't been much of a change on these overnight lows, and that's mostly because that marine layer has been present with us. When we talk about smoke in the air, we don't see many spots that are in the good range as far as our air quality goes. We're mostly in the moderate to unhealthy for sensitive groups range. It's something we've been monitoring monitoring here in San Diego, but push all the way through into LA County, even Santa Barbara County, we've got the same issue on hand. So there's still some smoke out there in the atmosphere. Fine particulate matter should maybe be limiting your time outside if you are part of those sensitive groups, asthma, for example, any respiratory issues. Let's check in on traffic as we start off the morning. 6:10 right now so far. Very quiet start to the morning commute. Unsurprisingly, it is, of course, a holiday. We have seen some trouble mid-span on the Coronado Bridge where speeds have been slowing down, but it looks like we're starting to see steady improvements there. Beyond that, nothing to note here as we kick off your Wednesday morning. Let's take a look at your border wait times as you head outside on the roads. Very, very quick out there at the San Ysidro Port of Entry. Again, a holiday, so speeds are going to be quick across the San Ysidro Port of Entry. 15 minutes. Otay Mesa Port of Entry only going to take you 30 minutes to get across. Back to you, two.
Wow. All right, Evan, thank you. Still ahead, what Russia and North Korea just agreed to.
Plus, remembering baseball legend Willie Mays and his iconic World Series catch, and what you may have seen in the sky last night.